if you were expecting the price of the PS5 and Xbox Series X to be expensive, well, it looks like Sony and Microsoft are battling each other to have the cheapest possible prices. Let's get into it. $299 for the PS5 Digital Edition. That sounds too good to be true, but it's quite possible. But anyway, g'day guys, my name is Champ. If you guys notice right now, yeah, my hand, it had a minor setback, sadly, with this finger here, and even a little bit with this one. And that's why I didn't post in the last 2 days, so I apologize. I can't even do 2 anymore. It sucks, I know, it's terrible. But hey, I'm trying to stay positive. I was in a lot of pain. That's why I didn't upload, so I apologize. But at least it's not this whole thing on my hand anymore. Anyway, enough of that, because we're talking about the PlayStation 5 and its price point. Now, if you've noticed, neither Sony or Microsoft have officially revealed the prices just yet, and the reason for this time around is because they're kind of in a price war, a cold price war. They're not doing anything publicly, they're not stating anything just yet, because they're both just testing the waters, especially the world that we live in right now and the circumstances. It's making everything a little more tricky. But I will state this also, is that if you look back previous generations, they did also take quite a lot of time. I think this time around we're all just bored at home doing nothing, so we're all just wondering what's going on with the price points and the release dates. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about, because well, a Nielsen survey was taken in regards to the price point of the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, and this data went to Sony. They are taking this on board. That's the reason this survey was conducted. And the results of the survey are quite interesting. So here is what we found out. The price points of the PlayStation 5 evaluated to £349, and then the PS5 Digital Edition at £259 And you're probably wondering, wait a second, Champ, this doesn't make sense when you do the simple Google conversion for currency, but due to the way that it's all set up and taxes and all that comes on board, that's where it comes out to these price points, plus Sony would end up actually cutting that price in the US. And the reason this has been even entertained is because of the price war sort of thing that's going on with Microsoft and them having the Xbox Series X along with the Xbox Series X, which will be the less powerful version of that console, which will most likely sell at a ridiculous price of maybe $199 to $300. So basically, Sony are going to be in a little bit of trouble, because essentially they have the same 2 consoles, but one is just digital and can't play discs. So they'll have to undercut themselves somehow just to undercut Xbox and lose money on that end of stuff with the hardware. Now, just to backtrack a little bit again, if you do take the factors of the UK VAT tax on all products, that's why this price point does come into play, because normally it would be £349 would turn out to be $436 for the PS5, and then the digital edition at $259 equals out to $323. But because of the VAT tax and everything, that's the reason why we see the price at a $50 loss, and there's a bit of a change there in the price point. But what I will say is that this does all actually make sense, because there are a lot of people struggling financially right now because of everything going on. And it does make sense for Sony to want to go, hey, we want everyone to upgrade to the PlayStation 5. We want them to get on board with the next generation, and then we'll make money up the other ways, which is through subscriptions, memberships, and all that stuff, along with games being $10 more to produce. So I don't know, it's a tricky one, because you look at the games now are going to cost possibly more if they do go down that road, which it seems like they are. If you've seen any of my previous reports, you know that that's the way things are heading, sadly. But it means that we will have a cheaper console at launch, which would be pretty awesome. Now, will this actually happen? I don't know. I'd love for it to happen. It would be really awesome to see a really cheap console, and Sony would lose a lot of money on this, because it comes out to about $450 US to produce a PS5. That's roughly the cost that Sony are taking on board to produce the console. Now, if they're selling it at a loss, they've got to make it up other ways, and I've stated that just how to do that. Now, what's really interesting to me is the Xbox side of things in regards to this, because that Series S is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be for everybody. It's not. It's going to be for those people that don't want to get like 4K. Essentially, it's still going to be playing games incredibly well. It's going to be kind of like a mid-generational leap. It's going to be between the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox One X. You see how confusing that is, Microsoft? I stumbled across that. But yeah, so it's going to be kind of between those, but a little more towards the next-gen power capabilities, but it won't play in 4K. But the PlayStation side of things, it's going to be identical from a power standpoint, from a performance standpoint. But obviously, one is going to be cheaper because it won't have the Blu-ray drive on it. So that's an important thing to note down. Now, Microsoft are able to sell that other console at a significant loss because it's actually cheaper to produce for them because of the less capabilities that it will have. And then on the PlayStation side of things, like I mentioned, it is going to be a big loss for them because it still will be a PS5. It's still going to be a next-gen system, but the digital edition is going to come in at quite a cheaper price if everything is according to this survey true. So yeah, let me know what you guys think regarding all this. It is very exciting, but don't take it all 100% confirmed or anything, because this is just what we do have results from this survey, and it is from Nielsen, so it is pretty legitimate. We can take that on board at least. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and in the meantime, I'm gonna try and not cry. No, I'm actually okay, but it does hurt from time to time. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Sorry for not uploading the last 2 days, but I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.